Hi, I'm Nicole of Gypsy Rags Pads, and I just wanted to take some time today to talk about cloth pads. I know that they can be intimidating for anyone that is not familiar with them or is just learning about them. So I wanted to take some time to talk about how they're made and also the ease of use or how they work so that you can discover if perhaps they're the right thing for you to try yourself. So Gypsy Rags pads are made with a fabric top like this, which is usually 100% cotton. Then there are the absorbent layers inside, which are made from a cotton or a natural fleece. And those can come in lots of different layers for different absorbencies. And then an absorbent bottom, which could be fleece or could also be a water-resistant liner like pull. This is what is used for things like swim bags or cloth diapers. So it's really there to be water resistant and works really great. I happen to have a preference for fleece myself because it has the wicking capability of absorbing that moisture and holding it, where this works more as a barrier. So this is going to prevent the moisture from going through. So I happen to believe that if you're going to do these, it works really well to have this as your bottom layer with this inside, or just this. But if you really want that extra protection, you can use this as well. But the go-to is the fleece because not only does it prevent that moisture from seeping through or resist the moisture from seeping through, but it also absorbs it and wicks it and keeps it in place. So once we have the layers, what happens is the fabric top is hand stitched to the liner to make sure that it all stays in place. And here we have it sewn on with little channels. And then the whole thing is sewn together with the backing on there as well. Then flipped inside out and top stitched into place. And on there are little snaps. And basically how it works is you place it in your underwear cloth side up or printed side up, and then the wings go underneath the crotch of your undies and snap into place. So that's going to hold it right where you need it to be, and you can adjust front or back or right in the center, wherever you need it for maximum absorbency. So these work just like regular pads. You just need to pay attention to your flow. When you go to the restroom, go ahead and check and see your absorbency. What you can do is turn it over on the back, and if you're seeing any discoloration, then you know that your pad is reaching its fullness. Or you can take a piece of toilet paper and just press it on the back, and if any fluids come through, then you know that it's time to change your pad. So when it's time to change your pad, it's really simple. You fold up your used pad, you snap it together into a little sandwich, and you put it into a bag, usually a water-resistant pull bag. And so you just put it in there. This is no different than you would keep this in your purse, and then you would put it inside your pull bag and take it home for when it's time to wash it. Now, when it comes to washing it, there are a few different ways that people do it. There's either the kind of the dry technique or the wet technique. And the dry technique is where you take all of your used pads and you put them in a bag and you wait till the end of your cycle to unsnap them and wash them. There is no odor. They're not going to rot or get gross. A lot of that odor that comes from menstruation is really just the reaction of your own body fluids with the chemicals within a disposable pad. So other than the smell of natural blood, which isn't the best thing in the world, these are going to be just fine. My preference, though, is the wet technique, which would still be you could place them in a bag like this. Then you take a bucket, just a little garbage can, and you're going to fill that up with water and about a scoopful of a detergent, usually the same type of detergent that you would use for a diaper pail. You can find it in kind of the kids section of Target over by the diapers or someplace like that. And then you fill it up with water. You can drop your whole bag in, and then throughout, when you come home, you drop all your pads in here and you can let them soak. Change the water once a day, and then you can either pull the whole bag out. You'll open these up when you put them in the bag, and you just take your whole bag and you throw it in the wash. And then take them out, throw them in the dryer, and they're all set. Or you can change the water out once a day and wash all of them at the end of your cycle if you have enough pads. I wash mine once a day, and then there's two different ways to dry them. You can either dry them in the dryer. That is going to decrease the life of your pad because it does, the machine is going to wear down as it's agitating everything. It will wear down, but it's not significantly. We're talking about getting 4 years of life out of them instead of 5. So it's not a big deal. You can also take them out of the wash and lay them out to dry, someplace dry and sunny where they're going to get nice and dry. You want them fully dry. That's why I prefer to use the dryer, because then I know for sure that they are fully dry on the inside. Make sure that when you do wash, do not use a fabric softener, because a fabric softener creates a layer of chemical on the pad that is going to affect its absorbency. So it's best to use just detergent. Don't put in a dryer sheet. Don't put fabric softener in with them. But other than that, you can throw these straight in your wash with all of your other laundry, darks with darks, lights with lights. It's not going to stain your clothes. Everything's going to come out clean. This is one of my personal pads, and it is perfectly clean. They wash up so nice. And that's because they're all natural cotton, and you just rinse everything out, and everything, if there is any staining, you can use a stain stick and you can rub it on there before you throw it in the wash. You can use a peroxide based, like an OxyClean. That's going to pull out any stains, but for the most part, they clean up just fine. And I have different lengths, so there are ones for night and different absorbencies for day, and then there's also liners, and liners are wingless. You can use these as your everyday pad. The thing I would recommend is pinning them in place in your underwear. That way they're not prone to shifting, and so that you would place it in your underwear, and from the outside of your underwear you would pin in place with a safety pin at the front and the back. And generally where these pins sit, you're not going to feel them, and they're safety pins, of course. So you're not going to poke yourself. You'd really have to really work at it in order for that pin to pop loose. And they work fantastic. For the absorbency, it all depends on the layers within the pad. You'll see on the site that it will tell you single layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, or 4. And that's all going to do with your absorbency. It'll take you some time to discover what is the best absorbency for you, but typically a light flow would be 1, or say if you're just spotting. 2 would be stronger, 3 would be kind of a heavy day, but it all depends on you. And then I do offer another pad that is 3 layers, and then it is a layer of fleece. And that's going to be absorbent and also water resistant, so it's going to try to keep that from bleeding through. And then a lining of the pull fabric underneath. It creates for a thicker pad, but it's definitely going to give you that absorbency that you're looking for, especially at night. If you get it in a longer pad, that's going to really prevent any leakage. And they're so soft. They're not crunchy and crinkly. They don't have that sticky backing on the back that drives everyone insane. They're so comfortable. You put them on and it's like it's just part of your clothing. You don't even really notice it. And you just carry a small bag with you and the pads that you need for the day, and you're all set. Now, one other question would be is how many pads do I need? And you need the number of pads that you would need at least to make it through one day. And that's assuming that you're going to wash them for that day, every day. So that would be, say, 6 to 8 pads would get you through one full day. So you could look at, for your entire cycle, you may need you may need about 15 to 20 pads, could get you through your entire period. And so you're kind of looking at that thinking, that's a lot of pads. That's, $150, $200 investment depending on who I buy them from. And that's exactly it. The key word is investment. When you buy fabric pads, that is it. They're going to last you from anywhere from 2 to 6 years. So it's a one-time purchase instead of paying, say, $15 every month for whatever protection you normally use. You pay for these one time and you wash them every time and you're all set and done. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You throw them in your underwear drawer, you toss them in your purse, you bring along a little bag like a pull-lined waterproof bag, or if you're going to keep it in your purse, you can keep a Ziploc bag in there if no one's going to see in there. And you only bring what you need. You don't have to carry all 20 with you. And you change them out. And it works out really great. It's actually a lot more simple than I myself had thought that it would be. And I absolutely fell in love. I recommend that everybody try them. You can get them on my site, a liner that you can try for, it's $6 plus shipping. And go ahead and just try it out for one day. Just see what you think. And I recommend if you decide you really do like them, don't go out and buy all of one brand. Don't go out and buy all Gypsy Rags pads. Don't go out and buy all Luna pads. Go ahead and kind of shop around and try out a few different pads. You may find that you like Luna pads for night and Gypsy Rags for day and a whole nother brand other days. Have a variety of different pads. You'll discover that some work great for heavy absorbency, some are better for light flow, and so it's really okay. You don't have to buy all of one brand. I really encourage you to get out there and try different ones, and just start with one from, whether it's from Gypsy Rags or from Luna Pads or from any other site. There's hundreds of us out here providing these natural reusable pads, and we really encourage you all to just try it. For $6 to $8, just do one and you can see what the difference is. And I guarantee you that you're probably going to love it. You're probably going to like it. And you can still use disposables, say when you're on vacation, or if you want to use a tampon when swimming or a cup when swimming. Obviously, fabric pads aren't the solution for everything, but it's certainly a start. If you're going from using a package of pads once a month and all of that waste is going into the landfill, well, if you bring it down to 7 days a month you're using these, and maybe you used a tampon or a cup, a disposable cup, to go swimming or when you're at work, you're still reducing the kind of carbon footprint that you're putting out there. You're reducing the amount of garbage that you're throwing in a landfill. And they come in cute designs, and they're fun, and they're silly, and when you're really having a bad period, it's nice to have your little geisha friend who's there for you. So I really recommend getting out there, try something new. If you have any questions for me, you can visit the Facebook page or here on the blog, and I will do everything I can to answer your questions. And thank you all so much. Throw me some questions, and I'll see what else I can answer for you.